have a story.
Do you?
I went to a haunted theme park this weekend.
You did?
Yeah.
Where?
I went to Dorney Park in Allentown.
How was
It was dumb.
Why? Were you
What do you mean
scared?
dumb?
It's for kids.
Oh.
But the worst part about it is I almost got into a fight with 8 teenage girls.
Why?
Why'd you do that, dude? Why aren't you just cool?
Well, first of all, it's dark there.
Was it nighttime?
It's at nighttime.
Oh, Blood Park.
That's very scary when you say it.
So you're waiting in line for these rides, and these teenagers will just go flying through the line, cut through you to get to the front of the line. So this just kept happening. So I literally stopped and was like, oh, you're not going past me. Mm-hmm. And it was about 8 teenage girls. Mm-hmm. And they literally were like, fuck you, we're going to fight you, we're going to kick your fucking ass. Started getting in my girlfriend's face.
Oh, wow.
They're like, fuck you, we're going to kick your fucking ass. And she's like, let's go, let's fight. Like, let's go. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, let's fight. We're down, go ahead.
You were ready to fight.
There was eight of them.
Yeah.
Do you think you could have taken them?
I was...
8 people are difficult.
They were about 15, but I was like, let's do this. If we're going to do this, let's fucking do this.
Let's go. We're at Dorney Park for a reason.
You're getting on the ride.
Wildwater Kingdom.
Absolutely.
So we had to sit through the entire line with them behind us because I wouldn't let them pass.
Right.
And then we just literally kept hurling insults to each other the entire time.
What were you saying?
Well, then they were like being racial with my girlfriend and
That's
like
terrible.
going like this to her.
That's
and that
terrible.
just fucking pissed her off.
Right.
She's like, fuck you. She's like, I'm going to kick you. My girlfriend was like, I'm down to fight. Let's do this.
Your girlfriend was ready to fight too?
Yeah.
You picked a good one. Because here's the thing about you, Troy. You got a real one.
But it was just, it's wild. And they have, it's really bad because there's no security anywhere.
Really?
None.
What part of Pennsylvania is this in?
Allentown.
That's weird.
That's why it's got that fucking dumb nickname. That's why, because of what happens.
What's the nickname for Allentown?
For Dorney Park?
Uh-huh.
Blood Park.
It is wild there.
Scary.
Well, it's scary. It's frightening.
So the entire time we're sitting in this line, we're like, we're going to get jumped.
Well, what did you say to them?
Oh, I was fired right back. They're like, you suck a dick. I'm like, you suck a dick, bitch. You fucking suck a dick.
You told them that?
I was in her face.
What were other people doing on the line?
They were like, this one woman was with her kids and she was just like, you make Latina girls look bad. It's because of you. You make us
Why?
look
You're not
bad.
a Latina girl?
No,
oh, yeah. Oh.
And then the other girls the parents in front of me were like, hey, do you mind like, because I was just firing off F-bombs.
Yeah.
You
and
were
they're
saying
like,
the F word too?
Oh, I was like, fuck you, bitch. You ugly fucking bitch. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of your ugly ass hair. You're the ugliest of all your friends. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what you said to her?
This was going on this must have been 40 minutes.
Wow. But they didn't try to pass you again. How are they passing in the line? How'd you stop them?
So, there's a entrance way, getting into the rides. It's about this big.
Yeah.
So they just have like a mob of teenagers just go flying through and everybody just moves out of the way.
Because they just kind of push through.
They just push through.
But not you. You're standing strong and calling them ugly ass bitches.
It literally was like a cavalcade of people just flying by me. And I was like, oh, that's it. We're not doing any more.
Right.
And then that's when these girls got in my face and they're like, fuck you. You're with the
So
fuck?
they would have had to physically move you to get by.
Yes. I was willing to get into a fight for this because that's how annoying it was.
Because there's a principle.
It was literally probably 30 people had passed us.
And that shitty park didn't have security to stop it.
No, and it's dark in those lines to get on the rides.
And the girls are 15.
I mean, they were maybe 17.
Probably not, though.
They were at least in high school.
Probably 14.
They could have been. I don't even know.
What, are you checking IDs? What do you know, right?
Yeah, fuck them, though, for doing that, for running past.
It's just unsafe. It's not safe for people. Those rides. I'm telling you, it's
there's
not.
old men yelling at teenage girls.
No, I'm the one that said something, but like,
He's right. Troy's right.
There's parents there going like, what the fuck are these kids? What are they doing?
Yeah.
And the parents aren't willing to get in a fight. I am.
You are.
Sure.
You are. Your girlfriend is because she's a real one.
She was ready to bang. She was, because like once it starts like becoming racial, like she takes that shit seriously.
Of course.
And it was like, all right,
you picked out the ugliest one?
Yeah, because she was the one running her mouth. And she had like ugly ass clown looking hair. I'm like, you ugly motherfucker.
You called her that?
Yeah, of course.
Good for you.
I mean, they're saying like, you dumb white motherfucker.
Oh, they called you white?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I don't care about that.
No.
Did you film them at all?
No, I should have.
Yeah, you should film them.
But they were on their Snapchats being like, these dumb motherfuckers over here, these fucking assholes.
I would love to find those Snapchats.
Me too.
I wish you'd gotten some app mentions or something. I would love to find those Snapchats.
But then you get off the ride, and then it's dark walking around to get back out. I'm telling my girlfriend, I'm like, we might get jumped. Just so you know, like,
Well, you were first.
Oh, you were worried about
We were first, but they somehow got onto some of them got onto the same ride that we did.
So you may be jumped by the gang of Latin lady teenagers?
Yeah. I just said, just be on guard. We might get jumped from the back. So just keep an eye out.
Smart. That's the way you want to enjoy a theme park.
Yeah,
Did you see them again after that?
After we got off the ride, we saw them. They didn't say anything to us. And then we're just like, let's just go. I don't feel like getting into a
You
fight.
went home after that?
Yeah, it was a nice.
Yeah, because they might have guys with them somewhere, and then all of a sudden they have to stand up for their dumb girlfriends.
And they were on their phones. They were like calling people. So I was like, maybe people are gonna be waiting for us as soon as we get off the ride to jump us.
So they didn't cut you in line, but you did have to leave.
Well, it was kind of like that was sort of the end of it.
Yeah.
We were just like, I don't feel like getting into a fight with teenagers here.
Yeah.
Was your blood boiling?
Oh, it's through the fucking roof. I was just
What a
fuming.
shitty park.
What was the ride?
It was Steel Force, which is a fun ride.
Yeah, that's
What happened?
Did you enjoy the ride?
You can't because I thought we're gonna get jumped.
You were
as soon as we
stressed
got off.
out.
What happens on it?
It's just some fun drops.
Oh, is it a roller coaster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steel Force.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So you couldn't even enjoy Steel Force?
I could not. I enjoyed the other roller coasters.
Yeah.
though.
Sure.
But yeah, it's not safe.
What
I'm
isn't
thinking about
safe?
writing a letter.
You
to
should.
Troy
You should
Park.
write a
think
letter.
about it.
You should definitely write a
Racial
letter.
epithets, racial abuse.
You should write a letter.
Absolutely. Don't
Yeah.
tell them what racial. They won't take it seriously if you're a white guy.
Yeah,
Just
right.
say it happened.
Well, luckily my girlfriend.
Yeah,
is a girl.
That's right. That's right.
Don't forget.
So yeah, it's not safe for. It's not. Parents were pissed. They were screaming. They were all. But what are they gonna do? These kids are just. They're out of control.
Here's the thing about these kids today, Troy. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that Troy stopped them, though. Good for you.
I like that Troy is just very quickly morphed into an old man shaking at a cloud.
Well, they're letting you they're letting them on the ride, too. They're not throwing them out of line for cutting, right?
Yeah, and there's nobody to tell there. There's nobody of authority at the park to be like, hey, these kids are doing it. These lines go like this, and you don't see anybody till you get to the front.
Well, you were such a well-mannered kid. Like, it's crazy that this is
I
happening
know.
now.
That's what I said to my girlfriend. I was like, you know what? I probably would have done something like this. So it's like,
With a group,
Can you imagine what young Troy would have said to old 50-year-old Troy?
oh yeah, would have ran my mouth.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So that's why it's like I can't get too mad.
You piece of shit. Fuck
But
you.
it's like if we're gonna get into a shouting match, like I'm down. Like we'll do this. And it's like
You said the F word?
many times.
Wow.
Yeah. And and if they swing at me, I mean, what are you gonna do? You have to fight them.
That's right.
Would you have punched a girl in the face if they punched first?
I would have probably not punched. I probably would have slapped. But if they would have hit,
You would have slapped her
if
in
they
the
would have
face?
jumped, if they would have jumped my girlfriend, I would have probably kicked her.
Of course.
Yeah, you got to defend your girlfriend.
Yeah. Because there was like 8 of them.
But you were considering an open hand slap to the face on one of
If
them?
they hit me,
Yeah.
I was not going to close fist punch them.
Never.
But I would to defend myself.
To
I'd
defend
slap.
yourself. You have
Yeah.
to. What other choice do you
Or
have?
I think I could have thrown him.
Maybe kick in the chest?
I don't want to kick him in the chest. I mean, if they're down and they're like jumping on my girlfriend, then it's like I'll punt one of them.
You would punt one.
Sure.
Yeah.
If need be, I'm
But
saying.
I feel like they were like, I feel like I could have picked them up and thrown them.
Yeah, you
They were
don't want to
small.
have to hit a 15-year-old girl, because even if
Could have
you're
been
right,
14.
it's still,
I know.
Yeah.
And it's just a mess.
it's a mess, dude.
Plus, sometimes when you punch people, you shit yourself. You know that.
Can you imagine that?
That's the last thing you
I
want
get
to
into a
do.
fight with teenage girls at a haunted theme park and I have shit all in my pants.
They would make
It's
fun
like,
of you.
and you know what, and you know what you'd have to say?
Old man doo-doo pants.
They would say old man doo-doo pants for sure.
Yeah.
And then you just have to say, hey, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Am I right?
That's right.
You know?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah, do you think about that at all? Like, you're like, okay, look, it's shitty what these kids are doing. I'm feeling very frustrated right now, but it's literally the exact same thing that I would have done as a kid.
Probably. Yeah.
You know?
It's still annoying, though. It doesn't mean that they're not cunts.
Doesn't
Even
matter.
just because he was
No.
a cunt doesn't mean they're not cunts.
They are.
And then I cut them
Did
off.
you point that out to them? Did you use any C words?
But it was like 40 minutes of just
So it's possible.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you used the C word?
probably.
Good
Probably.
for you. 100%
There's
It
a
is
lot
probable.
of F words.
100%
A lot.
right.
Yeah.
So like the parents were probably like, I mean, he's right, I wish he would stop using all these words. My kids are online.
Yeah, because they were like, eat a dick. I'm like, you eat a dick, you stupid dumb bitch.
You said that?
Of course, fuck you. And I was in there, fuck you, you dumb bitch.
See, they didn't understand. They were arguing with purebred Pennsylvania trash.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, I'm one of them.
Right.
I'm one of them.
I'm not from out of town.
Yeah.
You dumb bitch.
I'm from here, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. You stupid, ugly, dumb bitch.
Yeah.
I get that. Oh, man, it looks like it would have been a lot of fun,
Yeah,
too.
Dorney Park looks awful.
Well, yeah, of course it does.
It's fine.
It's fine, right?
If you have nothing to do. We have nothing to do.
Visiting family in
I
Pennsylvania?
was visiting my mom. Yeah, and she lives by there. So I was like, my girlfriend came out with me. I was like, let's just do this. I've never been to Dorney for Halloween. It's kind of fun. Like, they have, like...
But it's not safe out there.
It's not the
actors.
The actors or anything. It's the fucking teenagers. They're out of control.
These teenagers are out of control.
They're out of control.
You know what it is? It's a deterioration of family values.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's actually a great point.
Thanks.
You know who would have handled those bitches right?
Who?
Axeman from McDonald's.
Hatchet guy would have
not handled those bitches right.
Yeah, he would have. And he wouldn't have had to do any jail time for it.
Nope, he would have pulled out a fucking hatchet and frightened them.
I saw this thing.
You did get to see the skeleton crew?
Yeah.
Was the skeleton crew cool, or were you worried about getting drunk?
It was after what happened, and I was just like, I just can't even enjoy this.
You had argued with the 14-year-old girls for the last 40 minutes.
I'd probably say they were 17. They were bigger.
They're probably, you said you could throw them, so I doubt they were 17.
I feel like I could throw you.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, but I'm a smaller than average person.
They were smaller than you.
That makes me think that they weren't 17.
Boy, let me ask you a question.
17 is kind of full grown.
What was the skeleton crew doing?
What you're watching. That's what
What do they do?
They bounce on a trampoline.
Who the fuck wants to watch the skeleton crew?
A bunch of 14-year-old girls that were cursing at Troy, that's who. They want to watch them first. They want to get to the front of that line.
I mean, I would like to see my girlfriend get in a fight. I've never seen her fight. I've never seen her say that.
No, because then if she does and she's getting her ass kicked, you have to help her, and then if you get hit, you have to fight. You never want your girlfriend fighting, because then you have to do something.
Then we could have sued the park.
Maybe.
I guess so.
But then the park would be like, are you suing us because you got beat up by a bunch of 14-year-old girls?
Well, if she get beat up, I mean, you get assaulted.
Yeah, but then you'd be like...
Because of their lack of security.
But then you'd have to go into a court of law, and they'd go, this was 14-year-old girls that beat you up, right?
But there's 8 of them. There's 2 of us.
That's what you'd say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, 8 people. Could you take on...
Children.
So even cut that in half. Could you take on 4 girls?
Hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck
but,
yeah.
But you would have to, they would probably correct you in court. You're like, there's 8 people here. They go, it was 8 children that beat you up.
But we got assaulted.
Yeah.
And I'm suing you.
Yeah.
Okay, you'd win.
You should have complained, by the way, when you were done and gotten somebody, or write a letter. Just say how gross they are.
Write a letter.
I'm gonna
write a letter. Say, we were harassed by 8 children trying to get into Dorney Park as 2 adults.
I don't know if I'd phrase it as children.
Yeah,
I
could say unruly, shitty teenagers.
Right, unruly children.
Unruly teenagers.
Right.
And lack of security.
Total lack of adult, of a park employee presence.
Wouldn't that be great? Oh, I would love, here's what I would love to do. Get a time machine and pull over 15-year-old Troy and go like, I want you to know that 30 years from now, you're going to be writing a letter to Dorney Park Jr. complaining about the girls that cut you in line.
Tried to, but you wouldn't let them have them. It would have kept
because
happening.
You called them an ugly bitch.
Did anybody try to cut after that?
Nope.
Because they knew there was a psychotic.
They knew there was a fucking guy that wasn't playing games.
That was the end of that bullshit.
You're totally right.
And nobody's ever looked at it when they're like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm like, okay, let's fight. I'm ready.
You're ready.
I'm okay. I'm okay with fighting you.
That guy right there, I'd love to, because that guy right there would be like, because that guy would go like this. You only a pussy would write a letter to Dorney Park. Look at the tough guy face on young Troy there.
No, but if you told young Troy, yeah, but you'll call these girls cunts and fucking bitches.
He would like that part.
He'd go, all right, I sign up to that.
Yeah.
He'd like that part.
And ugly. And said she had clown hair.
If young Troy were at that park, he would think that you were a corny old man.
I don't know. I think he was a cool dude.
I think you're right, Troy. I think a young Troy would look at the way old Troy handled it and know that you can't punch a teenage girl, but you can call her a fucking ugly bitch.
Young Troy would be putting that work in and trying to get with the 15-year-olds, because he'd be 15 as well. It'd be appropriate.
And I was worried, what happens if they spit on us? Then what do you do?
Then it's an assault. You got to call the cops.
What would you do if they spit on you?
It'd be tough.
That's assault. You got to call the cops.
Because if I got spit on, your natural reaction would be like,
swing.
But there's nobody there to stop it. I mean, it's literally going to be chaos.
You think you kick someone in the chest for spitting at you?
I prefer not to.
But they're the height of a 14-year-old. Not saying they are 14, but about the height of a 14-year-old, meaning if you could pick your leg up and you could hit their chest.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
But if
You're
you
tall
really
guy.
hurt her, even though you're right, there's no way that looks good.
But she spit on you. You're not thinking logically.
I know. But I told my girlfriend, I said, this ended the best way possible. Nothing happened.
Yeah, that's
We
surprising.
didn't get to enjoy Dorney Park.
Well, we left.
If they were guys, there would have been a fight.
Yeah.
15-year-old boy. Well, it would have been boys.
Eight boys. I mean, one of them would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. It's just not fun when you have to deal with that shit.
No.
And then people that
you know how many adults said that about you when you were a kid?
I don't know. I think I was a pleasure.
I agree.
Your friend showed somebody their penis in a menu.
That's awesome. That's hilarious.
That's funny. That's called
funny.
True story.
Every time. That's funny. At least you didn't cut other diners.
You don't think that there were
Exactly.
Did you ever cut a line when you were a kid?
Probably. That's what I said. I said to my girlfriend, I said, I understand. I was this asshole.
You threw snowboards out a window and stole them out the back of your van.
That's
different. Totally different.
That's totally different.
Stealing from a store, not cutting people.
But you would cut people. You were taking advantage.
But then, but I also would know if I did that, I would have to deal with the repercussions of doing that.
That's right.
So did they. They dealt with it.
I know.
Fuck you.
They weren't ass bitch.
They weren't expecting to deal with it, though.
Right.
They were expecting just to go on willy-nilly and people not say anything, and they didn't understand they were coming up against Troy.
And they run their mouth to parents there that are not going to get into an altercation.
Now they got to deal with. I'm not going to get into an altercation. I got little kids.
But we weren't there with kids.
No, you weren't. You know what you were there with? Fists.
And my girlfriend's kicking ass lately.
She is?
In boxing? Yeah. So she was like,
she'd be a problem.
She was like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I was proud of her.
I'll beat up a couple 14-year-olds right now. They deserved it.
Eight of them.
Yep, eight of them.
Well, she beat a couple of them. You beat a couple of them. Hopefully some other people
I think
jump
if you had a baseball bat and you had to take on 8, you wouldn't win.
No,
If
no
you
way.
dropped
They'd
one
get the
of
bat
them-
from me. They'd get
one
the
of
bat
them.
away from me. I'd be beaten. I'd be bludgeoned.
One of them with a good jaw break, and I think that you would have. They would sue. Here's the problem, though. Even though you're right and breaking their jaw is fair, you'd get sued.
You can't break a 14-year-old's jaw.
I know.
If they hit you
assault you
first, you can.
They have
Fuck yeah, you
fragile
can.
bones.
But spitting on you is different. Like, even though it's technically assault, you wouldn't be able to explain that away, like why you kicked her in the tits.
Yeah.
Even though I'd be behind you 100%.
Yeah.
You were right. They spit on you. It's an assault. You have the right to defend yourself.
And the people in line around me were all on my side.
Of course they were.
Sure.
They hated those girls.
Of course, they're cunts.
Could they have been in 8th grade like they'll go to high school next year?
No, they weren't that young.
They were at least 16 to 17.
I think 17.
17 is like a full-fledged... That's not a kid. I think they were 14.
But you understand, at 45, a 17-year-old looks like a child to me.
Yeah.
So, and when there's 8 of them, and they were bad bitches.
They were...
Like, they were Allentown fucking...
Garbage.
Would that, see, the fact that they're hardened and from Allentown
They're garbage.
makes me feel like they looked 17, but they were probably like 13, 14.
Or they could have been 22 and just uneducated dummies from Allentown.
Possibly.
They might have been adults.
Yeah.
Probably kids.
They were Snapchatting.
They were videoing. They're fuck these pieces. They were like putting the camera on us.
I'd love to see that.
I would have videotaped back. You should always videotape back.
I know
you don't think you're so mad.
You're in this fucking.
You're
like,
dropping
rage.
C-bombs.
And I'm literally like, and I had just had my back to them, and I had my hood up, and my girlfriend was facing them, and I just thought like they were gonna spit. I mean,
That is the gross part. Yeah.
So. And then it's like exactly.
You just want to have a good time. That does. By the way, that doesn't.
Ride Steel Force.
Yeah.
You want to ride Steel Force?
Yeah.
It's a fun roller coaster.
Not when you got getting jumped by 14-year-olds on your brain.
And I didn't even enjoy it. I just want to get the fuck
I thought
out
the
of there.
teens were going to come back and get you.
Yeah. I thought we were going to get jumped when we got off.
Sure.
You might have. It's not crazy thought. You'd spend 40 minutes calling them ugly bitches.
Yeah, but then they're on the phone, right, calling fathers ugly. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how far or boyfriends or anything.
Boyfriends waiting at the end of the ride. That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, of course.
And you get off there and it's really dark. You can't see anything. There's no lights.
Went back home to mom's house.
Yeah, we were bummed. It was just a way to shit on the night.
They ruined it.
They ruined it.
Wouldn't it be great if you heard of a fucking, on the way home, a car flipped over and 8 teenagers were burned?
One of them extremely ugly.
Yeah.
Like, yes!
One uglier than the rest.
Yeah, and they actually just thought she was burned, but no, she's like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
She's
no,
ugly.
I have no burn. I have no scars on me.
She was ugly?
Yeah, she was ugly. She was obviously, the other ones they weren't bad looking girls.
They were 14, dude.
No, they were probably 17.
Probably not.
But you can still recognize that they're good looking. You don't have to sleep with them.
Attractive
Yeah. 14? Sure, you see a little kid, he's going to be a good-looking kid when he gets older. How many times have you heard that?
Yeah, and this one was really ugly.
Yeah.
So she
noted, like, specifically, like, that is an unattractive...
She was a pig.
Yes.
Was she fat?
She was fat. She looked like she had clown hair.
She did?
That's worse.
Wow.
Fat with clown hair and a blabbermouth.
Yeah.
Because that's her claim to fame. Nobody wants to fuck her. Nobody wants to ask her out. She's not going to the prom, so she's just kind of shitty because her friends think that's great.
Yep.
Should have hit her.
So, that was my weekend.
You're probably lucky Jim was not with you. Because I feel like you guys probably handle anger, like, similarly. Because it's like, morally you're right. Justifiably you're right. Yeah. And they're wrong, which means... Like, let's keep this going, and if we fight, we fight.
Jim would be funnier with the firing back, but I don't think Jim wants to get into a fight.
No, I would have avoided because of work. It's like that's what I think of in moments like that. Like, there's no winning in this because if I call her a fucking ugly cunt or I do something like that, it's just is it going to affect my fucking work?
Yeah.
Like, that's the culture we're in right now. If somebody hits you, that's one thing. You have to do. But this is not that. This is just an argument.
Are you going to have Jim help you draft your letter to Dorney Park?
I would help you draft your letter.
That's not a bad idea.
Because Jim's gotten shit done with his letters to customer service.
Yeah.
We can do it here on the air if you want.
Sure.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yes.
Let Dorney Park know that corrections have to be made with their security systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not safe.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't find it to be safe?
It was not safe there.
To whom it may concern.
Don't call her an ugly bitch in the letter to Dorney
Park.
No, I'll leave that out.
Okay.
I'll leave that out.
Okay.
My girlfriend and I were assaulted
racially
with
attacked.
Racial epithets.
Racially attacked.
Always say that. Doesn't matter what race you are. You suffered racial insults.
Was girlfriend? I mean, come on.
And both of you did.
Yeah.
So you say that.
Shouldn't have to deal with that.
That's why I started fighting. You racist, you dumb racist motherfucker.
You told him that?
Oh yeah, screaming at her.
Good for you.
Dumb racist motherfucker.
How did they respond to that?
Me racist. I'm like, yeah, you racist.
Yeah.
You're doing this to my girlfriend. You're fucking racist.
You said that to them?
Of course.
Good for you. That's true. You're not wrong.
Did they do it again after that?
No.
Boom. Got him.
Funny, that word shuts everybody up.
Oh, yeah.
Got him.
That's a good one to throw around.
Got him. Let me get you on Snapchat. Yep. You're on camera now, bitch.
That's what I should have did. Now looking back, I should have...
Say, dude, you take out the camera.
This racist
and you go, all right, Brave, do it again, you fucking racist. Do it.
Guess what this racist did?
Yeah, nobody wants that, because even at that age with her shitty friends, there's enough other friends and other people she knows, or the school, that will come down hard on her. She's fucking making those eyes.
But it'd be funny, though, if you did it and, like... They didn't take you seriously because he was like a real boomer way of doing it. It's like, I got you on Periscope, bitch. Tell the world. Yeah. You're like, Periscope? Or you the fuck uses Periscope?
Or you were filming yourself by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll draft you later.
Like you pull out your video, except it's a flip phone. It's like a Motorola Razr. They're like, what the fuck is he doing? No, you can video with this and you can upload it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Troy, everybody becomes boomers at some point. It's cool.
I just don't want to get jumped.
I get it.
And I don't want line cutting. I just want what's fair.
Yeah,
Getting in the line, you're
right.
Too.
Nobody likes line cutting.
No, especially cranky old men.
No, but no one likes it.
Nobody likes it.
Like it.
Nobody
would like that. If you were there with your kids and there was teenagers flying past you, you wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't say anything.
I wouldn't say anything because I want to go. I go, look, it sucks at the moment. However, it's not that big of a deal, and I want to go have fun on Steel Dragon or whatever the thing is. Steel Force. I want to go be able to have fun on Steel Force later, so I probably am not going to let this bother me. I don't let much get under my skin these days.
Well, I wanted to teach a lesson.
Did you think you did?
I feel like I did.
You know, I'll tell you what lesson you taught.
What's that?
There is one bitch there that's uglier than the rest.
It's true.
Let me tell you something.
I let her know.
Let me tell you something. It's going to stick with her.
I hope it does.
Here's what'll stick with her. If you said... You telling her she is much uglier than her friends.
Yeah.
Because that's like, that's not just an insult to say an insult.
She knows it's true.
That's like, I am noticing all of you are uglier than they are.
Did you comment that she was fat?
I don't know if I definitely said ugly with clown hair.
Yeah, fat would have been good,
okay,
though.
the clown hair
fat,
too.
Yeah, that's a
fat. Fat's really insulting.
Yeah, especially when they know.
By the way, you're fat.
Yeah.
And you know it. You can't stop eating.
Yeah. You can't fix ugly, bitch.
They all get boys faster than you do. Fatso.
Yeah. Yeah. You telling her she's uglier than her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good for you. You hit her good. Right. Hopefully that slob is still thinking about it.
Right.
So.
Then again, she might have a really bad home life.
She probably does.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
She deserves it. She's not a shitty person because she has a bad home life. She has a bad home life because she's a shitty person.
She brought her bad home life upon herself?
She's the catalyst.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Good for you, Troy.
Allentown trash.
I'm 100% behind Troy on this. Even if you had swung. I always think it was stupid for your job. Like, that's where you gotta worry about you don't want to get fired.
Yeah. I don't feel like getting arrested over that.
No.
And that'd be awesome if you got arrested.
And sued. And even if you win the suit, you gotta pay the fucking dumb lawyer.
And it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
At the end of the day, it's not worth it.
Yeah, but if you came in here this morning with a mug shot and you're like, yeah, I beat up some.
Yeah, but it's not like it's like I beat up
14-year-old
like a fucking,
girl.
like, Crips.
No, you
jumped
beat up
to me and I beat them all up.
14-year-old girls, but it's funny.
There's 8 of them.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I couldn't take them.
That's 2 more than are in this room. 2 more
I couldn't
people.
take them. But I've never found myself in a situation where I'm arguing with a 14-year-old girl.
Of course not, you're hitting on her.
14-year-old girls. So, you know, I don't see how it would come up.
Don't go to Dorney Park.
I'll stay away. I'm stay away. These kids today, they're wild.
I'm gonna go find the fat one, get her number. Just text her pig emojis.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Yep.
That was my weekend.
I'm sorry to hear it, dude.
It's all right.
Yeah, you're right to be upset.
Yeah. Like a tough young Troy in that photo.
Troy doesn't fucking play games back then or now.
That was post shit my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? The group you're in?
Yeah, I was in a band called I Want to Kill You.
Oh,
That's cool.
Want to or wanna?
I want to kill you.
I want to kill you.
That's the way to do it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're a badass dude. You're a badass dude then. You're a badass dude now. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You know, you could have arranged it in a way that you could still enjoy your roller coaster, but, you know.
Yeah. Ruined it.
Yeah.
Fucked it up.
I fucked it up.
Yeah. You need to enjoy it because you're thinking about them.
Yep. Oh, I was at boxing yesterday, just still frothing.
And you saw them after and they didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything. They walked the other way.
When you were punching the heavy bag, were you envisioning any one particular 14-year-old girl?
No, I was just
the
getting
whole group of them?
just getting it out of my system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the ugly one?
She would have been the first
Can
one.
you imagine Fatso with clown hair if you're in a fucking boxing ring with her? Imagine if you had good like small UFC gloves you get to punch it. Picture how good it would feel to put your fist in her fat face and watching her fucking clown hair flop back.
Yeah. It would have been, yeah. I don't want to hurt anybody.
But
if they jump you, what are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? So you don't want to hurt anybody, but you would love the opportunity to defend yourself.
If it happens, it happens.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Not only me, but my girlfriend.
Well, yeah, that's a big deal.
And I felt like they were aiming towards her. Not necessarily, they said fight us.
Oh yeah, because, I mean, that's the safer bet, right?
Yeah, but eight girls on my girlfriend would have done some damage.
Of course. On you they would have done damage, even though you would have hurt.
But they can tell
people are 8 people.
You're a psychotic person. Right?
No.
What are you talking about?
You would have backed them off. You know what? If he hit 1 or 2 of them, the rest of them would have been like, oh.
Well, that's why they were going after his girlfriend, because he's like clearly a crazy person, you know? They know that he's the one person on that line. They're like, oh fuck, he's the one person here.
Yeah, but then they're going after the girlfriend, so they're stupid. They should have just backed off.
They should have.
Well,
their egos wouldn't let them.
Well, they're 14.
But they're still not that. 14, you still don't step out in front of a fucking bus. You still see that it's a bus. When I was 14 or 15 or whatever, I still knew. Like, I didn't fuck with adults like that.
You lit a flaming couch off a vacuum pickup.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I knew what I was doing. We knew what we were doing. No, you know what you're doing. You're not that stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a case of, hey, they're talking in a movie theater and he attacked them. They're like physically challenging him to a fight.
I'm glad you didn't fight the girl.
I am
so
too.
glad I did.
For your sake.
Yeah. I'm so glad they didn't spit on me.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't jump us.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't push you into an altercation.
You gotta call, if someone spits on you like that, if it's a girl, you gotta call the cops.
Yeah, I mean.
You have to.
You have to, yeah.
Because they're not coming. There's no security in
There's
Allentown.
no fucking, and the people that work there are literally like
checked out,
just stoner douchebag high school kids.
Woodstock 99 security.
It's a joke.
No security.
I didn't see one security guard there.
It's crazy with the amount of lawsuits that happen, how these places don't have a lot of security. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And there has to be fights there all the time. I mean, it's all teenagers there.
You ever seen that Geico commercial or whatever it was where they're like, are you becoming your parents?
Progressive?
Yeah, Progressive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Troy's completely justified.
Thank you, Jim.
In being angry. Because you didn't start the fight.
I didn't start the fight.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
That's right.
Yeah. People running past you in line. At one point you get fed up with it.
Yeah, enough's enough.
Enough's enough.
Yeah.
It's time for a
right
change.
here.
It stops here.
Because otherwise, what are you going to do? Not go on the ride? Why was there 40 more minutes wait? That's how long the line was?
It was a long line.
Everybody wanted to ride the rides, have a good time.
Yeah. What would you do if you had to piss in that line? That would drive me nuts.
That's the real concern.
Then you couldn't leave your girlfriend there.
No.
Oh yeah, because, the fight's already broke. Hey! You ugly bitch! You stay right here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I gotta take a leak.
I have to pee. I'm a little older.
Got a wonky bladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll understand.
You'll get there too.
Yeah, trust me. You laugh now. Sure.
It's tough. Times are tough, man.
Yeah.
Streets are tough.
Streets are tough.
I don't blame
Streets
Troy.
are tough.
If you're not going to stand up, who will?
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Is that movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas or whoever? Yeah, that's.
I'm just too paranoid about getting it affecting work. Yeah. Like, unless it's necessary, but something that I can just walk away from that's not.
Yeah, but can you imagine getting a phone call from McClure on a Sunday morning?
Yep.
Sure, I have.
Explaining why Troy is no longer with the company.
Yeah.
But if I found out why, though, I'd fight for Troy to keep his job.
I would too, because I want to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, but
I have no history of succeeding in that department.
Yeah, I go like this. Can we have him on as a guest?
Yeah. Why did he hit them?
I'd like to interview Troy about his experiences.
If they said what happened, Troy beat up 8 girls, what happened? They tried to cut him. That's all I would need. Fine.
That sounds justifiable.
No, they tried to cut him, and he beat them all. And all of them needed hospitalization.
I mean, let's be honest.
Bludgeoned 8 girls.
Jim almost got into a fist fight with a guy at an airport gate because he said PM instead of AM.
I understand that.
Whenever I hear about an airport employee being assaulted, I have to hear the details before I determine how I feel about it.
I mean, I can't tell you how many Uber drivers have been on the brink of physical dominance due to not using Waze.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A physical besting.
Infuriating.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of traps in this world of ours.
There are.
All kinds of stuff that are set up to...
But you don't do the thing that guy did, which is run up and punch the flight attendant. You don't do that.
Or take your hatchet out of your backpack.
That's different. That's a guy, I think, who has other stuff going on.
Maybe.
Whereas, I don't even count that as a moment, because you're carrying the hatchet. Like, he didn't find a hatchet. He didn't find a hatchet. Or glamping, according to Dish.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're carrying a hatchet, I think you're already into...
There's something going on.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
But Troy was just a man going about his business.
Trying to enjoy a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's all.